Good morning, everybody, and welcome to St. John United Church of Christ for our Sunday morning Sunday school devotion. I'm Pastor Jana Myers, and I'm so grateful that you're taking some time out of your morning to study and reflect with us. During this season of Epiphany, we've got a whole bunch of reflections on the light, the starlight that led the Magi, the light of Christ that leads us, and the lights that we need to light for other people. So as we go forward, we've got a lot of light to talk about. This morning's lesson is from the UCC Daily Devotion Still Speakers Writing Group. You can find it on their website, ucc.org, at the Still Speaking Writers Group, which is just /daily devotion. But you can also find it in our weekly email, which you'll find on our Facebook page, but hopefully also in your inbox. This morning's reflection is called Following the Light. It was written by Emily Heath and published on March 18th, 2016. And you can search it by all of those factors, its title, author, or publication date on the website if you want to look it up. Our focus verse this morning is John 8, verse 12. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Everyone wants to be in the church on Christmas Eve. That's the night we light the candles and sing Silent Night and feel the joy of Christ encircle us. But the churches are full during Lent. Not so much. That's okay. I always wonder what has changed so drastically since Christmas Eve. This year on Christmas Eve, I preached from John about Christ as the light that shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not overcome it. Then, as a packed sanctuary passed the light from the Christ candle from pew to pew, I challenged everyone there to commit as they raised their candles to one thing, this time to follow the light of Christ, not just at Christmas, but throughout the year. As far as I could see, every candle was raised, and afterwards I heard many saying, I'm going to do things differently this year. But the reality is that our best intentions don't always win out. And by the time the rest of the season rolls around, the promises of Christmas are often forgotten. That's okay, we've all gotten off the path at times, but that doesn't mean we can't get back on. Have you ever been lost in the dark? If so, how did you find your way? My guess is that you looked for the light and you followed it back to the path. Are you feeling lost now? It's not too late. Look for the light of Christmas. Follow it back to the path you want to take. But don't stop there. Let the flame reignite you. Lift it up. And now that you are found once more, decide that you will shine again. I am sure that most of you can remember Christmas Eve. Just a few weeks ago, we all sat here, lit different candles, and shared in that moment of silent night our author writes about. It is the case that so many of us saw a light that was awesome, that was bright, that was different. And it is the case that we love to raise that candle. But it's also tricky because sometimes we think that just the candle is the candle. We get a little distracted by the glitter of the season. And so it's also the case that we might need to think back to the light that we raised, to the joy that we saw. It wasn't that long ago. I'm sure you can remember. But it's also possible that maybe you didn't feel it this year, or even last year, or the year before. It's been a hard couple of years. But maybe it's been decades. But I'm guessing that if you are here with me now, there has been one moment where you saw the light in that candle. where you saw that light glowing and it ignited something with you. It's the case that that's the candle to follow. Because in those moments, that candle ignited a part of your heart, that was called to follow God. That you, in some way, promised that you wouldn't be afraid, that you would work to go forward, that you held up your light and you celebrated God's birth in this challenging and complex world. This world that often feels cold and dark and overwhelming, that's easy to lose our way in. But it's also the case that in those moments where we acknowledge the hard reality of the world, it is in those very moments that we lift the candle. Christmas Eve often comes right around the darkest night of the year. The winter solstice, where our dark is as long as it is at any point during the year. And it's during that season that we choose to raise a small, single candle. Whether the Christmas that you're thinking about was a few weeks ago or years and years ago, it's that light of bravery, that light of hope, that my wish for you this Epiphany season is that you would lift it and raise it and carry it over and over and over again. So that's a nice metaphorical thought. But my guess is that you might need a few reminders of how you do that. So I want you to think about what makes your flame grow. What adds fuel to your heart fire? Is it good food? Is it time with friends? Is it song? Is it time with God? Is it prayer? Is it study? Is it walking outside and witnessing the sunrise or sunset? Bird watching, digging in your garden, walking, babysitting grandkids, cousins or siblings? What is it that makes your heart fire grow? What helps you hold the light of hope and joy and love aloft throughout the year? Those things that you are thinking of that came to mind, those are holy things. Those are sacred things, even if they are regular things. Those are the things that I want you to try to do once a month. One thing that as you do it, you intentionally think, this will help my heart. This will make me grow. This will help my Christ light burn even brighter. Make sure that you schedule it, put it on your calendar so that it doesn't happen accidentally, but you intentionally, just like you did when you came to Christmas Eve, pick up that candle and help it burn bright. For the season of Epiphany is not necessarily a short one, and you may need to add more fuel to your fire every so often. Let's read our prayer together. Oh, I have to flip over and turn it upside down. You know what? No prayer was printed. So that means you just get one with me. Holy God, ignite our fires. Be our candle of hope and light even when it's hard. Remind us that we are called to continue that flame. Help us burn bright as we go forward. Amen. I'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock, where hopefully your candle of hope and light is fueled for another week.